Hi everybody, it's Robert here for training on the imaging software. Today we're going to be talking about creating a scheme or mount series here. So in your mount window or scheme window, you do have a arrow here where you click and it opens up a sort of like in my mind, I think of it as a drawer full of all of the type of images that I am using and taking in my practice. So if I click on the hygiene, this is where hygienists can utilize these by dividing the arch in sextants. So they can do before and after cleanings, before and after shots, pocket depths, things of this nature. And you can create and modify these as you'd like. So if I wanted to create a new scheme or mount, it's very easy. And I can just choose maybe one of my mounts that I'd like to start with based on the type of mount or scheme that I'm going to be using. And this is where I can choose the mount and just copy it so I don't have to start from scratch. So let's say I was creating a mount for a digital camera or like I have here. So if I click on the top bar, there is a funnel icon here in the top right. And if I just click on that, it will open up a drop-down menu, which will allow me to create a new scheme. I can actually rename this scheme. I can delete this scheme. So there's a couple of things I can do here, but today we're just going to focus in on creating a new scheme. So I will click on New Scheme, and I will give it a name, and we'll just call it a new scheme. You can name it whatever you'd like, whatever your needs are. Click the check mark. Now I will have all the boxes laid out here. Once again, I have gone to display desktop panels and I've unlocked my desktop. If the desktop is locked, you will not be able to modify anything here. So you want to make sure that you unlock the desktop by clicking right here on this word lock desktop, unlock desktop. So because I'm seeing lock desktop, I know that my desktop is unlocked. And when I click on any of the boxes, you're going to see the two lines in the top left corner that allow me to move these boxes around. So this is where if I wanted to modify this scheme, I could, okay? If you want to add boxes, this is what the green and red boxes are here that you see. And just by clicking on the green, you will remove the last box that was added. And by clicking again, you can add additional boxes, okay? So you can see here that I have 19 and 20, and these are now set up to be numerical, okay? So I've set this up, this scheme or mount has been set up in a way that is treating each box in a numerical fashion. If I wanted to change the way the boxes are being saved and wanted to possibly name them by a tooth number, I can go to image associations here by clicking on the funnel, the drop-down menu, image associations, and it will open up this window, which allows me to modify each box within the scheme or the mount. So what I can do is I can now tell this box, do I want it portrait or do I want it landscape? So I can modify the way the box is laid out, okay? I can also tell the computer whatever image is going to be going in there if I do need to reorient the image. So for X-rays, we do this because we know when we put the X-ray in a certain way, the sensor, we know that the image has to be rotated 90 degrees. If we're putting it in on the left side of the mouth or on the right side of the mouth, it has to be 270 degrees. So this is where when we place it in the mouth, we know how to program. So this is where if you know what type of images you're going to be taking, as an example, a digital SLR camera, and you know that you're going to be taking, I don't know, a shot vertically because you like the way the length of that vertical shot for a full face. Well, you can program the image to be rotated in the right orientation automatically by the software, okay? So this is where you can program the box to have a certain orientation, to flip it vertically, flip it horizontally, etc. If you wanted to have the box saved by a tooth number, you would click on the Teeth Chart tab right next to the Standard Corrections. Standard Corrections is really just the orientation of the image in the box, but if you click on the Teeth Chart, it allows you now to pick teeth numbers. So if it is images of teeth that you'd like to classify, you can just left mouse click on the teeth and it will be labeled by tooth number. Here I've chosen the international/Canadian tooth numbering system, but again, in the setup, you can have it set up to the US numbering system, the Canadian numbering system, or the international numbering system. And it will classify the teeth based on what you have chosen. So this is where now you can orient it by tooth number. And again, you have to exit on this chart to make sure that it remains with the tooth number. Okay, so now I've done that. Once I've done all these changes, please remember to save changes. This is why it's extremely important. If you do all these changes and then you just close out or exit or change the scheme or mount, it will not be there, it will not remain. So make sure that you save those changes. So now when I click down through my drawer of the type of images, I have new scheme there and I can now start to use it. If you want to delete one of these schemes, you just click on it again, choose it, and then you can delete it.